Hello, my dear brothers and sisters around the world. Welcome to Planet Bhakti. And in this episode, we are going to continue with our live experiences of Tarkat family with Shirdi Sai Baba. As we discussed the last time, there is an amazing experience Tarkat families, mother had, and the son also had, which is available as part one. I am going to put that link in the description. Please watch it if you haven't. But basically, just to recap for those who are new, the Tarkat family experiences there is a book written by Sri Virendra Jyotinder Tarkad, and basically the experiences are narrated by his father and his grandfather, and all those experiences are in this book. So we are actually going through that book. And initially, when we read, this is his mother, Sri Sita Devi Tarkad, I mean grandmother, I should say, and that is actually captured in chapter 9 of Sai Satcharitra. And this is Mr. Ramchandra Tarkar, who is author's grandfather. And then this is Jyotindra Tarkar, who is author's father. So let's continue with our second section. Now, what happened is, as you know, last time that we discussed that the grandmother and the father of the author, they visited and first time to Shirdi, and they were amazed by Baba's experience. Baba basically kind of recognized them, and they said they had already met earlier and all that. Now, what happened is after they went back, they stayed there in Shirdi for about a week, and then they went back home, and the mother talked to her husband, that is the author's grandfather, and explained the experience they had. And he obviously, being a person who is of not that kind of person who would believe everything just somebody says right away, especially these kind of magical miraculous experience. So he was a little doubtful. He also heard from his son the same thing, and he was kind of little bit okay. He believed that, okay, my son is also saying the same thing. But then interestingly, what happened is this grandfather who was at a higher post, and in Bombay, so he had very good friends, where he came to know from these other friends also about Shirdi Sai Baba. So he took some interest, like, okay, it seems that I should meet. I mean, that's all he was convinced to. And these other gents, they basically told him that, you should meet him, basically. So, like Shamarao Jaikar, and Kaka Saheb Dixit, Justice, I think it is called Durandar, something like that. All these people were very good friends, and they decided, like, let's go to Shirdi. Now, being very busy guys, they decided, let's plan to go on a Friday night. So they took a train at night to go to Shirdi. Now, they had a sleeping compartment reserved, and what happened is, so the ladies section was on the other side, and then these gents, the seniors, they were, I don't know if they were seniors at that time, but at least the elderly, they were playing cards. And what happened is, while they were doing it, suddenly, while the train was going on, one, again, the fakir, basically a saint, came in that bogie, in the train, and he went to where these gents were playing cards, and he went to this author's grandfather, basically. And he basically, just stood there and asked for something to give. And being rich, you can say rich, because this grandfather was earning about 2000 rupees in 1908. You can imagine, early 1900s, his salary was 2000 rupees per month. So they were quite well to do, and he took out a coin which was a silver coin, a rupee coin, 1 rupee coin, and he gave it. Now, this was very hard to accept for others, because to give a donation of a 1 rupee, whole rupee, was not a common thing. So the fakir stood, and this grandfather thought that he's asking to make sure. He said, "Hey, I gave you this is the right coin, I mean, original one. It has King George Fifth embossment, and it was released only in 1905, meaning it's a new coin. But trust me, this is a genuine coin. It's not like I'm just giving you something fake. And the fakir, the saint, went away from there, and these guys continued playing their game. Now the next day, when they got ready, they went to Shirdi, had breakfast and all that, and they went to the Dwarka Mai. That time, um, Sai Baba was there, and he asked. So he used to call this author's father as Bau, like brother, right? We say it. So he asked the Mai, meaning the mother, and Bau, on one side, and then he addressed this grandfather as, and he said, "Hey, did you recognize me?" And he was little perplexed, like, "No, I am coming here for the first time. How can I recognize you, right?" Then same thing what he did with his son. Basically, Baba took out this coin from his pocket and said, "Do you recognize this?" Which is that same coin which was from 1905, King George V. And suddenly, this grandfather was taken aback. He was like, "Whoa! This is not only that what these people experience, but this is true." I did Now he realized, like, okay, the fakir who came was none other than Sai Baba, and just as a token he asked for this so that he can relate and make him faithful towards him. This was Baba's way. I mean, there was no point. And in fact, Baba then gave this coin back to him, and he said, "Please preserve this," just like he told his son. He said, "Preserve this coin, and in a safe place, worship. This will bring good fortune to you." So this is the way his, like, author's grandfather experienced, and instantly it's like change of heart. He became devotee of Sai Baba. So now basically the whole family, the father, the mother, and the son, they are like, Sai Baba is everything for them. But of course, they used to live in Bombay, and as much as they would love to stay near Sai Baba or stay in Shirdi, it wasn't possible because of all the jobs and other things. But they used to visit quite often to Shirdi. Now, another interesting thing happened is, so obviously now the father and the mother, I'm sorry, I mean the father and the son, they both were very much devotee of Sai Baba, and they wouldn't talk to each other like openly because of something, but they in their minds they were always thinking about Baba. Now, how that became a reality is, so one day what happened is, both of them, interestingly, both of them, means the father and the son, got a dream, and in the dream they saw a temple, like a mandir of Sai Baba, and there was a nice design and all. And what immediately they woke up, and what they decided is to draw it out a little bit, and they were good at drawing, so they put some outline, the sketches, and so that they don't forget, because it was a dream. And they came to the breakfast table, and interestingly, the father brought that drawing and put it on the table, and the son also brought that same, I mean, similar drawing, and they put it side by side and said, "Oh my goodness, this is the same temple. They both are showing pretty much almost same design." And they were like taken aback. Oh, this means there is an indication from Baba to have a temple. In fact, they were thinking that since we could not go to Shirdi that often, maybe we should have Baba come to us, or Baba stay with us. Now, how is that possible? Maybe by having a photograph of Baba. Now, in those days, uh, obviously, camera was not a common thing, number one. And number two, Baba was not allowing anybody to take his photograph. So there was no way to get a picture of Sai Baba and have it available in home. So they were thinking about can we get Baba in our house, and they had this dream. They talked about it, and they saw the same temple that is conveyed via dream to both of this. So they decided, like, we need to have this temple built. So they got like a chandan wood, sandalwood, right? And they called a carpenters and very good thing, and they started making it. The author says that it took almost a year to build this temple which we keep normally at home. Now listen how big that was. The temple was built, that was 2.5 by 2.5 feet wide, and I mean square. So you can imagine, basically it was quite a large size temple as a base, but the height was almost 9 feet. So it is much taller than any ordinary person we typically see. So it's a huge temple to have in your home. But the idea was they were thinking that we should have, it should feel like Baba is right in front of us, meaning like a real life type thing. So that's why they made this such a big size temple. Now the question was, how do we get the photograph or something inside this temple? I mean, it's still empty. And but they decided, look, if Baba indicated something in our dream and he suggested to have the temple, he will also arrange for something about the temple, how to fill it in, basically. And they were just, went to on in their day-to-day life. Now one day, this is really an interesting part in this section. So one day, both Baba, well, the grandfather is called Baba Sahib, by the way. If you read the book, it's called Baba Sahib means the grandfather, and Jyotindra means the father of the author. Basically, I would say father and the son. They were going for some work, and they were passing by. It is called, in if you are familiar with Bombay, there is an area which is in those days it used to be called Chor Bazaar. I mean, that is the name. Chor Bazaar means thief market. And a lot of people who would steal, or basically it's a fake thing, stolen things, all kinds of things. People would sell it there, and some people go there because they can get a good bargain. So it's a market, what can you say? But that they were passing by that market, and suddenly there was a shopkeeper, a Muslim shopkeeper, came running to him. He said, hey Bao, hey, uncle, like, come to me, I have a parcel for you. Now both of these guys were, first of all, this is a chore bazaar they are passing through. So people do make all kinds of things out, and they wanted to be very very safe, number one. Number two, they were dressed, obviously they were little bit elite family. So the father was wearing an English hat and a pant, like a shirt, and good dress. As same thing for the son, but he was wearing that cap, not the hat, English hat, but the typical our Indian cap, black color hat, cap. So so now this shopkeeper says, no, 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 please come, trust me, I have something for you. So they said, okay, let's check it out. So they went, we followed him, and the shop was there. Now they go there, and it says, what happened, how do you recognize us? First of all, there are so many people, this is Bombay after all, even though it is 1908. Too many people, too much traffic. And he said, how did you say that we are the two for who this parcel is there? We haven't ordered anything, there is nothing. He said, look, this is what happened. The shopkeeper says, there was an old elderly gentleman, like, with some white robe and all. He came to me 2 days back or something like that. He came to me and he gave me this box, and he said, on Friday, and this was Friday, by the way, on this Friday there will be uh, two people, father and son. Father wearing English hat, and the son wearing our Indian cap, would be passing by, and all you have to do is just give this parcel to them, and here is 50 rupees for the work you have to do. But that's it, you should not take any money from anybody else. I said, okay. So he said, this is Friday, and I was thinking that I am already given this money. And fortunately, even though it is Chor Bazaar, this shopkeeper must be honest. He said, I didn't want to keep this parcel with me because I'm already paid, and it belongs to someone else like you guys. So he said, I was keeping an eye, and like, the description was very very clear, that I cannot mistakenly pick up somebody else. So I saw both of you perfectly matching the description that I was told. That's why I rushed to you, asking you. So they were kind of okay, but they were still not convinced. He said, well, this guy might still be making it up, right? I can just see the dress I'm wearing. You can make the story. So he said, okay, I will not take this parcel. You open it in front of us. All of three are here. Let's open it. And the gentleman, the shopkeeper, opens the parcel, and guess what they found? As soon as they opened, there was a full size framed photograph of our Sai Baba of Shirdi. And both of father and son, they were like, there is no words to describe. You can imagine how surprised they would be that the things that is happening one after another. The mandir temple is ready, and now all they needed was a photograph, and this one is the one. So they immediately took the photograph, went home, and amazingly the photo fit in perfectly well in their temple. They didn't have to call anybody to adjust this, any carpenter, nothing was required. It was fitting the right side. And this, obviously, this is another experience. I mean, if you go through these kind of experiences, there is nothing that will stop you from believing that ultimately Baba is everything for this family, and that's what they were believing. So what they started doing is, obviously, they started praying using that, and their wish came true. But the story doesn't end yet. Hold on. Now what happens is, so they still wanted to go to Shirdi, and one day they went there, and interestingly, Baba was there, and they were sitting, and one guy comes. Now this guy had a camera, and he was trying to take photograph of Sai Baba for last few days, and he was rejecting. Baba was rejecting him not to take photo. So today again he came, and he was trying to take a picture, and suddenly Baba became angry. He said, "Hey, didn't I tell you not to take my photo? If you want to worship, if you want to take a photo, you want to see the photo, what you should do is go to Bau's place." Now, after that photograph was placed in the temple, they came for the first time to Shirdi. So they hadn't got a chance yet to talk to Baba and say that, oh, we have received this photograph or nothing. They were just seated. So obviously Baba knows everything. Baba told him, and Baba Saheb, basically the grandfather, he bowed to Baba with, uh, he said, "Baba, keep me in your feet so that I can worship you all along. Don't leave us." And we never, 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 internally stating that he may be granted, like, that he shall never be able to forget Sai Baba, basically, and he'll keep singing glories of Sai Baba. So, my dear friend, this is the experience that Baba Saheb had and his son had, and obviously they were a big family, but they stopped. I mean, they left all other engagements. That is what it is called. He was, I think, Brahma Samaj, or some kind of devotee of some special organization. And Baba Sahib stopped doing that, and he became the full devotee of Sai Baba. Now, there are many more items still to come. But one thing, my friends, I want to tell you is that if you are enjoying these episodes, I see a lot of people, you watch it and then please you move away. Please subscribe, and please share this kind of thing, because if you have read in Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagwan has said that, one of the ways you can pray to me is by praising me and spreading the words. All I'm asking you is, if you are a devotee of Sai Baba, please also do the same. Please spread the word, spread these videos, so that we can spread the words of Sai Baba. Sai Baba's blessings will be, to everybody. Like, let's hope everybody gets share of this, and this will be your worship. Baba will also be, you know, uh, Baba is kind of a reincarnation of Krishna Bhagwan. People have seen a lot of such devotees, and one of the experiences we'll go through, it says Baba is everything. Baba is the Ganesh, Baba is Hanumanji, Baba is Shankar, Baba is Krishna, all those kinds of. So don't think Baba is somebody else. If even if you believe in some other god, Baba is like all in one. That's why he said Sabka Malik Ek. That's like, there is one God. That's what he used to say. So there are lots of other episodes to come. I hope you enjoyed. This is how Baba used to, bring people towards him, and by either by saying something, either by showing something. But once you are a devotee of Baba, then there is nothing else you need. I hope you enjoyed again. Please share and subscribe. Last but not the least, we will say that Baba is Anantakoti Brahmand Nayak Rajadhiraj Yogi Raj Parabrahma Shri Sachidanand Sadguru Sainath Maharaj ki Jai. Astu.